The girl was still asleep, but her body was slowly sliding down, with nothing below her but 10,000 meters of open sky. She tried to save herself, but it was too late. All she could do was free fall toward the ground far below. She didn't know how much time had passed when she slowly opened her eyes. The moment she woke, she grabbed the rope desperately. Only then did she realize she was still suspended high in the air, not falling, all thanks to the rough hemp rope in front of her. She tried calling out to the man for help, but he was curled up in the basket, not saying a word. Meanwhile, the ice on the rope was slowly melting, and because it was so slippery, the girl was gradually sliding downward. A fall from this height would mean certain death. She swung her legs wildly, trying to swing back toward the basket. After struggling again and again, she finally got close enough. With all her strength, she kicked hard toward the basket. The motion bounced her away, but the momentum swung her back right into it. The girl stared at the man curled in the corner, mustered all her strength, and climbed fully into the basket. Before she could even catch her breath, she crawled over to him, calling his name over and over, but it was too late. As she leaned closer, she realized his heart was no longer beating. Just as she was about to give in to despair, the man miraculously woke up. Seeing the girl's hands covered in cuts, and the hot air balloon now stable, he knew she must have climbed to the top and closed the valve. Having survived the disaster, the two excitedly began talking about the future, but it wasn't long before they noticed something strange. The snowflakes that had been falling were now hanging still in the air, and some even seemed to float upward. The girl soon realized the balloon was descending too fast, catching up to the speed of the falling snow. At this rate, they would crash hard into the ground. She told the man to start throwing things overboard. Sandbags, rescue ropes, everything went. Eventually, even their heavy coats were tossed out, but the balloon kept picking up speed, and the basket was nearly empty. Seeing they were almost at ground level, the man told the girl to climb onto the balloon's ring. He was going to cut the heavy basket loose. Working quickly, he severed the last rope. The balloon's descent slowly eased, but the girl knew from experience it wasn't enough. They were still coming down too fast. From that height, neither of them would survive. Under the man's stunned gaze, the girl resolutely stepped onto the edge of the iron ring. She was prepared to give her life, to give him a chance to survive. The man begged her to stop, but he couldn't change her mind. She had already decided. At the critical moment, the man looked up at the balloon and suddenly had an idea. There was no time to explain. Before the girl could react, he grabbed the rope attached to the balloon and cut it. Instantly, the hot air balloon turned into a giant parachute, floating downward gently. The two, who had just faced death, could hardly believe they'd made it. But before they could celebrate, a new challenge appeared. This time though, they weren't afraid. Holding each other's hands, they bravely dove toward the forest below. They didn't know how much time passed before they finally woke up. Stumbling toward one another, they helped each up and slowly walked home together.